Kawhi Leonard. Now, some will say this is probably the worst superstar in sports history. Others will say this is a great talent and unfortunately injuries have got him out the league. But now there's more things to talk about. And surprisingly, the person that's never in the media, the person that chooses to never speak, is now in the limelight for not very great reasons. Now, allegedly, he has been caught in a scandal. Well, the Clippers and him have been caught in a scandal, allegedly, and the NBA is investigating, and we'll get more news on if this is true or not. Well, before any of that, let's break it down. Now, as y'all know, Kawhi Leonard has been the one player that no matter what company he does a collab with, no matter what endorsement deal he has, no matter how many games is required to play, he does pretty much whatever he wants, okay? And I know some of the NBA players that have podcasts are going to stand by him. They stand by his side. They say injuries is this, injuries is that. And I'm one of the people that hates when people say availability is the best ability, because sometimes you really can't control it, and some players is literally just luck, right? But at the same time, I do think it gets to a point where availability is the best ability, and in a situation like Kawhi, you don't have that. You don't have availability. Now, if you don't have availability, at least give us some type of marketing. Now, he doesn't do that either. Okay, which is why this deal right here, this situation is very funny, because if this is true, this had to be the worst way to go about it. What am I talking about, right? It came out that the Clippers and Kawhi have been caught in some type of money scheme thing going on, where allegedly Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, has donated $50 million to a company, and $28 million out of that 50, that company is paying Kawhi. Now, here goes some of the screenshots. The first one, as you can see, Kawhi Leonard is not involved in this right now, but you can see that they filed for bankruptcy, and really that's the only reason why this is coming out. This has been a thing since 2022. The contract is supposed to go into 2026. Payments are supposed to be quarterly, and pretty much it's $7 million a year, $28 million overall, right? And like I said, I'm pretty sure every team in the league has their own version of how they do this. Because believe it or not, guys are getting paid under the table. Guys are getting paid behind the scenes. Guys are definitely getting paid more to stay with certain teams. And there are some gimmicks and some things that are being played behind the scenes. You literally have to at this point, because everybody else is, unfortunately, allegedly. I'm not really sure if that's really what's going on or not, but we've heard so many rumors of this happening. And the only reason why they're getting exposed is because, like I said earlier, the company went bankrupt. So now they literally have to file for everything that they owe. And Kawhi Leonard, the smart genius that he is, made KL to Aspire LLC. KL is literally Kawhi Leonard. I don't know if you had any other reasoning for it, any other thing that those initials represent, but come on, bro. It's pretty much the same thing. They gave him $28 million. It's for marketing, and he didn't do a single thing of marketing. Not a single thing. He didn't even go on talk to media. He didn't go on no commercials. He didn't tweet about it. I don't even think he has an X account. He didn't post nothing about it on social media at all. Nobody even knew about this. So if they're paying him for marketing and he's not marketing, that's the issue. And the league is definitely going to have to investigate this. The Clippers come out and say that the evidence is, flawed and is very provable that this never happened. Now, I'm not sure of how much I believe that. Personally, I'm not saying that the Clippers are lying. I'm not saying that there's no way this can be fake. But I'm just saying that personally, I don't believe that. I think now that people have been exposed, and it just so happens to be Kawhi Leonard and the owner of the Clippers. I mean, honestly, bro, as the Los Angeles Clippers, bro, who's gonna want to be here, gang? Like, think about it. When Kawhi left Toronto, he wanted to go to LA. He was about to play with LeBron James and Anthony Davis instead of the Clippers. So if I am the Clippers, and this is the games that everybody is playing, allegedly, why not play the same games? I need you on my team. Don't go over there. Here, take this 28 million. I'll get you Paul George. I'll even get you what you want over here, on the contract. I'll get you a helicopter, everything, whatever he was asking for. He was asking for mad things. And coming off a championship, he had all rights to. I mean, who was going to tell him no? He just won a championship where he was the main star. He beat the Warriors who had Clay and Steph. I'm not going to count KD because he was injured. I know Clay eventually got injured in the series. But however, I do think that Kawhi Leonard, after that run, had the right to request whatever he wanted from whatever team he was about to go to next. And the Clippers had no choice but to pay up. Because if he would have went to LA and played with Anthony Davis and LeBron, it's over. It's over for the whole league. And the Lakers will forever dominate the Clippers. The Clippers would have literally had to move out of the city. There's no way possible they would have been able to stay in that city. Maybe Seattle would have finally got a team back. But anyways, they did this. They gave him the $28 million, did all that extra stuff. All right. And if I'm not mistaken, when was it? 2023, Paul George left. I think Kawhi's leaving them soon anyways. I think he's going to play this year, come out healthy, play this year. But I think he's going to leave soon. Now, here's an audio clip from the video that was reported on. The person who I believe broke the news, basically saying that this person's job was to overlook the money or something like that. And long story short, when he asked about the $28 million that was given to Kawhi, they told him, don't worry about it. It's something about salary cap, this, that, and the third.
And then, oh, by the way, we also have a marketing deal with Kawhi Leonard, a $28 million organic marketing sponsorship deal with Kawhi. And that if I had any questions about it, essentially don't, because it was to circumvent the salary cap. LOL.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I'm tired of like trying to go around it and, breaking it down. Kawhi Leonard is definitely the worst superstar in NBA history. I think he's probably overrated. In my personal opinion, I think Kawhi Leonard is overrated. Now, injuries did play a factor in that. I think because of his injuries, he's not who he was before. And then you factor in age, so on and so forth. He got his championships, cool, right? He won. He did what he had to do. He's probably an NBA legend. But he never does marketing. You don't know anything about him. He's never, doing commercials. He's never, speaking to the media. He's never doing interviews. He doesn't do anything. So to me, that's the worst superstar. And then you add on this. This proves the point even more. You never did a single commercial for this company, but you're signed for $28 million on marketing. And maybe if you would have did a commercial for this company, it would have had to go bankrupt and you would have never got exposed. This is what happens when you get too money hungry, you have everything, and you don't want to do enough work. I mean, on the basketball court, take away the injuries, he's amazing. Off the basketball court, he's not helping you. He's not helping your team. He's barely helping selling seats. He's not helping himself with endorsements. I mean, he's literally getting stuff because of his name is Kawhi Leonard. But physically, there's no work being put to prove any of that. To prove his value. That's not there. $28 million. You could have did one commercial a year at least. At least, man. That way you don't look crazy. Now it looks crazy because you never did it. Everybody saying that you got paid to do nothing. 28 million to do nothing. Man, I wish I had that. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E. Safe.